PT. First of all, they were supposed to be hot because it was freezing in here because the heat was broken.
And it's -6 degrees outside.
They came, it was just like bubble tea with no bubbles in it. And they tasted like rubber.
When you say it tastes like tires, yesterday I've never heard of this expression before in my
It did,
life.
didn't it?
What?
You sip one of those, you're like, I could lick a tire right now. 100%.
And then to make it worse, Ty ordered, 15 packets of actual tea bags, and we never did drink them because we don't have cups.
we don't have a cup.
Yeah, because we don't have cups. So that was
I have a microwave, but not a cup here.
Yeah,
That's your fault, and you should have asked.
You want me to get glass cups?
Any kind of cup, see?
We could make a cup from.
They just failed. And this time you didn't bring any in and out to us, not once. Like you're just lacking.
Because Gordon's driving me around.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why. We understand little
That's a strike.
laziness. That's a strike for sure.
Hey, let's talk about some head position. When my partner goes to start moving into positions like this, a couple of different head positions we can have. Okay, now one head position is guaranteed to keep you safe if you can keep your head in this position. One head position may not be enough, so we may have to also play around with elbow position or knee position, things like this. The one position that you're guaranteed to be safe from is safe from the buggy is if you can keep your head over their shoulder, there's no way that they can go into a buggy. In order for this move to work, her left hand has to come over my head, and now she has her tricep on my left ear rather than her bicep on my right ear. So from here, now she can start taking her leg up, her hand down, and she can start going in and trying to lock underneath her leg. Okay. So from here, when I'm in side control, what I want to look to start doing from this position is if I know someone has a good buggy and I'm in side control, I just take my head and I just glue it down to the floor. Okay. So number one, this makes it hard for her to pummel her hand inside my jaw, inside, and start going in for escapes. And number two, it makes it hard for her to start going for buggies. So as she goes to start taking her head up, I just play in this position with my head down nice and low. And now when she goes to start going in for buggy, she's getting to begin to start because of the fact that my head is in proper position and my head is over the shoulder rather than under the armpit. Okay, if I see that from here, she goes to start taking the hand over, immediately what I'm going to look to start doing is driving my head up so that my head drives up towards my partner's center line over the head. So as she goes to take her hand down and her legs up, I just move into situations like this. Okay, where now, from here, it'll be easier for her to move her hips because I'm crowding the head. So if she wants to start shrimping away, it'll be easier from this position. But I can start doing things like unlocking my hands and shortening my elbow, which we'll look at in a second. But my head moving up is much better than her pushing my head down and ending up here. Okay, now, if she's super flexible and super long, she can still bring her hips up from here, and she can still sometimes lock it in from this position. But it's much better than just her pummeling in, and now my head's just crushed down, and my right ear is almost touching my bicep, and now she can start throwing her legs up. So if I feel like she does beat me from here, and I'm just moving my head position, I immediately start crowding and looking to move my head up nice and high. So now when she goes to push my head down, it's at least a little bit harder for her to play. So two positions is one, my head is over the shoulder, I'm guaranteed to be safe. And if my head is underneath the armpit, I'm at least trying to walk her arm up as high as I can towards the head so it's harder for her to start feeding her leg inside of her legs.
I couldn't do it all that you.
I know, it's inject. In the hips.
No, the truth is me and Ty are sick of you. That's the truth. That's the truth. Go on. People need to know.
She's just having a sugar rush. Okay. Now, let's look at a situation where our partner's flexible. We're still worried. Maybe we can't bring the head up as high as we want. Maybe we bring the head up nice and high, and we pin her arm up nice and high, but the hips are coming up. She's super flexible, has the ability to start inverting, whatever the case is, and we start to run into problems from here. Okay, understand that in order for this move to work, your head has to be underneath her armpit, and your hand has to be trapped on the outside of her hip, so she can actually enact the Kaligatame from here. Right? So if my head coming up, when she starts getting her arm up nice and high, if my head coming up and pushing this arm up nice and high is enough, great. Sometimes it won't be enough. Whenever I see I still maybe, I'm training with someone and they just keep hitting it on me, one thing that's guaranteed to keep you safe from this position is to pin the hips. Now, I can do this in a variety of different ways. The one way that I can do this is I can start taking my right knee across her hips. So the second she goes to start throwing her hips up from here, I can just take my right knee across her hips, and I can connect my knee and elbow like so. Okay. Now, if I go with my right knee first, chances are if your partner's just trying to lock a buggy, her legs are going to come out of position and she's going to be trying to throw the legs up, and she's not really going to be focused about her near side knee on my near side hip. But what could potentially happen from here, if she does have this elbow inside, like if we're in a position like this, if I just try to take my knee up, she can lock a side guard, and then she can recover on this side, and now I've just lost a position because now I have to go into outside camping or move to north-south or whatever the case is. But it's more likely that I lose the pin completely if I go with my knee first. So the easiest thing to do to avoid your partner locking side guard and avoid your partner locking in a buggy on the far side, because we have near side pin escapes, we have far side submissions, is by taking my elbow and just shortening it and putting it on my partner's hip. Okay? If she takes her arm up nice and high, over, and goes to start coming up and throwing those legs up, and we just go into this short elbow, when she tries to lock a buggy from here, I don't care what she does. Number one, the hips are always going to be pinned from here. And number two, even if by some miracle she could lock up the actual mechanics to actually start locking her legs in place, you have your shoulder is not involved in the strangle anymore. I have all this space. So not only does it keep her hips pinned, but even if she was able to actually lock the buggy from this position, she wouldn't be able to strangle me because my shoulder is not involved in the strangle, which is necessary for any katagatame. So from here, we can just pin the hips. We can just start separating my partner's knees and elbows. So now when she goes to start locking up, we can just separate like so, and we can play. Okay. Now, once we have the hips pinned, we can also start taking our right knee up. So from here, when the hips are pinned, and we're in positions like this, we can start taking our right knee up to our right elbow. So if she tries to lock side guard from here, go ahead. We can start moving into situations where now we can start coming across. We can start moving into situations where we can try to start mounting. We can do all kinds of different things from here. But there's a couple different ways that guarantee that you remain safe from this position. Number one is if your head is over the shoulder, you're guaranteed safety. Number two, if your head comes below the armpit and she takes her hand over your head, pinning the hips while raising the head is guaranteed safety. Anytime I shorten my elbow, I'm guaranteed to pin the hips, and if by some miracle she still can lock it, you have all this space. The number one thing you need for katagatame is that one side is cut off by a strangle arm, and the other side is a strangle via the shoulder. If your shoulder is not involved in the strangle, then there's no finish. So from here, I just shorten the elbow, and I just put my elbow across the hips, and there's just no strangle to be had. Okay, so you're guaranteed to be safe if you pin the hips, if your partner does get the head nice and low underneath the armpit. Okay, so pinning the hips, keeping the head above the shoulder, or pinning the hips when your head comes below the armpit are two guaranteed ways to just keep you safe and avoid the whole position altogether. Moving to north-south. Go on.
Oh,
Tell them.
it's minus 10
Give
degrees
them a tour.
inside.
Little bear.
It look like I belong to a motorcycle gang.
You look like a park ranger.
It is just this quick.
Very good.
Okay, just this quick. Right. What do we do?
Okay, down. Okay. One of the ways that we can easily mitigate any like further threats of this buggy is the second we feel someone's going to do it is we can either of course start migrating into mount with the shin mount like we looked at before, or the second that we see she goes to start moving into this position, we just shorten the elbow. And now right from here, as she goes to start strangling me, we just take the hand on top of the head. Now as she goes to start throwing her legs up, we can just take our hand across to the near side hip, and now we can start walking into a north-south position, and now we're completely safe from any kind of buggies and follow-up attacks. So if you feel like you're just dealing with someone who is going to go for this move and you just are afraid of it, just either go right to mount or to north-south and just stay away from side control. Okay? Or if you are going to play in side control, make sure that you have good head position, make sure you have good elbow position, and make sure that they can't start trapping your hand and your head between their legs and their elbow and looking to go for that buggy Connecticut Company. All right, so now let's look at late escapes. My partner actually does lock this up. Okay, now, the move itself, when it actually is locked, is a tight move because of the fact that it's a kagekame and you are so wedged in place that there's nowhere for you to even move. When you look at people go into their normal escapes, they try to do escapes which have them in top position. You can't access your partner's legs. You can't really do anything to start splitting your elbows because it's your elbow versus their like legs and like knee pull and full crunch. So the best way to deal with this position is to give up position and trade position for submission. Okay, you're going to lose top side control. You're going to lose top position probably unless you can scrimmage out, but you're not going to get submitted. The best way to do this is to pull your partner on top of you into a situation where their legs are wedged against the floor and they can no longer adjust. The problem is that when I lock this position up from bottom position, it's mine. And she tries to go into all of her escapes from here. My legs are free to move and follow her around. So what she has to do is she has to fall towards my head, and then she has to wedge my legs against the floor, and then she has to bridge and pull the elbow down and shoulder walk out of the lock. Okay, so she bridges over the legs. I can't follow because my legs are wedged against the floor. So what this will look like is we're here. We lock up. She aggressively spins to bottom position. And now she bridges, and she walks everything up and away and separates my legs. Okay? So you will find that when we land, let's this way. When we land, yep. You can step something. You'll find that when we land in this position, you see that from here, if she can get her shoulder over my arm from this position, and she can start walking up in this direction, like so, it will separate the connection of my hands, and she will start to separate the connection of the lock of my legs and the grip of my hands, okay? Because the grip of my hands isn't going to stop her from shoulder walking up and away. Okay, so what this will look like is the second we land, she will have to start walking. The whole thing is I take the hips up and then I walk 1, 2, 3, 4 as I pull everything down so I can shoot my shoulders through the space while her legs stay wedged against the floor. So as she goes to move, she can separate those hands and legs and start to bridge over the lock. Okay, we stress tested this. It works very effectively, and your partner just can't follow because of the fact that their legs are wedged against the floor. Even if their legs are locked, even if they